I stand for the protection of life from the moment conception happens.
The government is not right for legalizing abortion because it still happens anyway.
Say, for example, the country decides to set up a proper foster system, proper adoption system, proper ways to take care of these unwanted children. Do you think abortion should still be made legal?
The church says no.
We've seen all kinds of complications.
So if people open up this conversation and make it a place where
they can be able to talk
talk not just talk about sex and consequences of it and having children outside of wedlock, because that's another thing also really get a lot now. Oh yeah, you had a child outside of wedlock. Wow. So
the stigmatization
there's
is
a lot
real,
of stigmatization, and then it makes girls feel like I'll be a social pariah. So it pushes them to feel like they have to get abortions, which I feel like is it's not the worst thing that can happen to you. Pregnancy is not the worst thing that can happen to you.
Okay, like that's interesting. Even me, I'm learning a lot. Yeah, I'm learning a lot, by the way. So man, you better watch. So Verah, tell us. You started talking about men. And being the only man here, I want to really hear what you have to say about what's this man's role in abortion. You're calling it a very big role, even though it's the woman who's getting an abortion, but you've talked about the man. So what basically are your thoughts about it?
No, okay, I feel like apart from being financiers, most men who actually accept, they're usually ready to pay that. Like, they really just want this thing too. So that's a role I'd say that men play.
They're like enablers.
They pay for abortions. They are enablers.
So you're calling men enablers of abortion?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that's the role they play. So there's that. And then there's also just not taking responsibility. I think we've had this too many times.
And that's scary, especially for a very young woman.
Yeah, for a young woman, I can
because
imagine
the ones
now.
who lean towards abortions. It's very
Exactly.
scary.
I can imagine now you're pregnant. You're probably maybe 19 years old. So anyway, no matter the age, I feel like a child is a responsibility that you will have for the rest of your life. I feel like Gigi, you're very strong actually for making the choice to raise the child, but I don't think this is a choice that's easy for a lot of people are not that strong. A lot of people are not ready to face the world and raise a child for the rest of your life on your own. On your own. Yeah.
Now before I go to Gigi, now I want to push it a bit further. I'm trying to push you a bit further. So are you trying to say, okay, let me just give you a question. So does the man have a role when it comes to abortion? Because abortion, it's basically talking about the right to do whatever you want with your own body, right? If you want to abort, So is the man part of this choice, or should the man be part of this choice? Because in essence, the baby that you have inside you was created by two people, the man and the woman. So is this choice for only the woman, or is this choice supposed to be for both of them?
Okay, first of all, I think the choice to have an abortion is entirely the woman's, and
entirely
I go back to the fact that it is her body, so no one else is making that choice for you. The man could influence your choice, though. They could influence your choice because he's the father of the child we're talking about. Yeah, but I don't think they can make that decision for you. They can only influence your choice. So, okay, I'll just give an example. Maybe I'm pregnant and I'm really scared and I don't think I can do this, and I want to have the abortion, and my partner on the other hand is very supportive and it's more like, I feel like we can do that and we should do this, but at the end of the day, it is for you to decide. So it could influence my choice, but
the choice is still the woman's,
it's still mine, and it should be mine.
Okay. Now, tell me about men. What do you think about men in abortion? I mean, even in the situation of the role of men when it comes to that.
I feel like they play a role, but it's not like it's final. In that, it can be very daunting. I'll speak from the point of view of a young woman. Like, I didn't have any support from my child's dad. I was just like, you know what? Oh, you're pregnant. Well, just know you're going to be a single mom. And what really, like that instantly that scared me, because what I've been socialized to believe is that a complete family is a mother, a child, and I'm like, okay, fine, the person who made this child with me is not going to be part of this child's life. So what next? So there's that, like it sort of tilts your balance. Like, it can really, really scare you, and it can influence your choice. But then you come to realize that this same man who's bailed out is not going to be there to support you when you're going through the traumatic experience. Because I don't think it's an easy choice to even choose to have an abortion in the first place. It has to come from a place where it's not easy to choose to keep a child, but it's not easy to choose to have an abortion. And after you've had your abortion, you also come to realize that this same man who made this child with me is not going to be here to support me. You actually realize that this is largely on me. Yeah, so it's like you have to just wear, like me at that point, I think I just wore my big girl boots and I was like, you know what?
So
let's do this.
From both your sides, can I basically conclude that you're basically both saying that men are the biggest proponents for this thing?
Not really. They influence.
They influence.
And we've explained how
like
they
their role, how they even
take.
take the news can really influence, especially if you're young and you're naive. They can really influence, and if you don't take time to just sit down and check with yourself, they can really.
So now, between stigma and men, what do you think really influences this decision? Is it more of the stigma part? Is it more of the man being there or not?
I think if you think about the issues that I think they're very correlating, the two issues. Like stigma is major. Stigma is major.
I'd say stigma
for
because
not being married.
I still get that now.
Stigma for being a single mom. Stigma for not being
yeah.
married. Stigma for disappointing your parents. Getting pregnant in school. So just like so much that people would.
And then people put
the
you in this group for, oh, I thought you were so smart. Turns out,
I thought you were better than
I
this.
thought you were better.
I didn't know
than
you
this.
were. And it also sucks to also feel like you're the stereotype.
And
that
also
gets
the way
pregnant in
other
campus
people
or
talk
something.
about young pregnant women.
Yeah.
Okay, this is a very interesting. I've learned quite a lot. Thank you. So I've learned a lot. Now I have a question now. Most of our conversation is centered around the young people, but the statistics have shown, ladies, or would say women who are married, older, I would say over 30, over 35, are actually having more abortions than even the young. What do you think, what is the cause of this, and what do you think about it? I start with Verah.
I think I'd say family planning, lack of family planning, because they probably have 3 more kids and you're like a 4th child, no. Yeah, and I think economic. I think for me, I think it's mostly economic and just the family planning bit and realizing that maybe a 3rd and a 4th child and a 5th child is not something I'm going for. Yeah.
So you think now because they've become mature, if something fails, abortion is the way to go? Like let's say if contraception fails, abortion is the way to go. Are you saying something like that?
Yeah, because a safe abortion, so you don't have that 4th child, I guess. Or okay. Assuming they already have kids, So
from your experiences or from how you've talked, what do you think? What's happening among the older women?
Me, honestly, I can say I have no idea, especially because I can't speak from there. Because now you see, they seem like they have everything as guys are talking about. They have a family. They have probably a husband, probably sources of income. Honestly, I can't even try to pinpoint a reason, or it could be so many things. Economy, maybe we can't take care of another child. Maybe I had another child too recently, but I just feel like sometimes if we look beyond, like if you can have the ability just to look beyond yourself and see how things, because I feel like time is one of those things that just fixes things. Like you can't have all the answers today, but as the due date for the babies grows closer, you'll realize that in 3 months I'll have these answers. So if you look beyond yourself and your current circumstance, but it's going to be it's such a weighty thing to chip into without sounding judgmental. But I'm for the school of thought that time puts so many things into perspective, especially where children are concerned.
So basically,
like your situation today is not going to be a situation tomorrow. In 9 months. It's not going to be a situation in a year and a half. So those are the things that now make me really want to say that, man, have the baby. Have the baby. Things will sort themselves out.
Okay. Now, finally, as we conclude this conversation, I think this one is mainly you. What do you think should be done about this abortion situation? I know making it legal would be the ideal thing for you, right? Because you're pro-choice.
Yeah.
Now, apart from making it legal, what other things should be done so that this abortion thing is not being stigmatized so much in the community, and you're not having too many deaths because of abortion, both the man, both the woman, and then give us your opinion. Like,
okay, I think besides making it legal, because for me that is the ultimate, I'd want it to be legal so that you have the choice. But I think I would just say sex education is so important. It's more important than I think a lot of us did not talk about sex with our parents. We learned what sex was.
I think most of us
on our own.
Yeah.
They didn't tell us what it was. So I think if sex education started from our households to the church to school, so that we're open to talking about these things, and so that I think most people would have a better approach. I think and just preaching safe sex and use of contraceptives. Basically doing everything to avoid having to want to have that abortion. Because at the end of the day, I don't think
it's
not a glorious thing. It's not something that anyone would be proud of. People don't talk about it, you see. So it's just one of those things. I'm saying a choice. Obviously, that's what I'm for. But if everything could be done to avoid that abortion, then I'm all for it.
Okay, Gigi, conclude for us.
I think I'd come from a point where I'm like, fine, of course it's going to be illegal in the country. But other than that, because now we are preaching our Christianity, we might as well act it. In that, when a woman gets pregnant outside wedlock, be supportive. We're not saying that now we support you sleeping with people and getting pregnant. No, but in this case, it's happened to you. Then we're here to cover you and to protect you and to love you and to help you, get out of this funk. So it's going to eradicate the fear of making mistakes, because mistakes happen in such a broad spectrum. Having a child outside wedlock due to misinformation or is just one of the small mistakes that can happen, the normal slip-ups of life. So instead of coming at it with a lot of judgment and not talking about it, or judging women who have children young or who choose to keep their children, people should have a more embracing. So if you see a mom, a young mother, be there to help. If you see a mom who's married but is still overwhelmed with her children, be the first one to be there, I'm going to help you, so that you don't feel like you're alone in all this. You don't feel like you have anyone's opinion or anyone's judgment to fear.
I like that so much. We're gonna be talking more about this. This thing is still being discussed in courts. There are people who want in this country to make sure abortion is legal. Even the abortion centers like Maureen Stops, I'm sure they're going to be advocating to make sure this thing is legal. And of course, there are those who are of the notion that abortion should be legal. So it's an ongoing conversation. We're going to have it. We're going to talk more about it. We're going to try and get to more details apart from this as we go on. But thank you so much for joining us. Thank you so much, Gigi, for coming. Asante sana Verah kwa kunijoin. Kama kawaida.
Did you like it? Being in the
How
middle.
how did you feel? Did you feel too?
I will be honest, I've never felt so tense in the middle, but I like it because I got to understand both sides and not only talk from a man's
and
perspective.
I feel like Gigi was Gigi's delivery was very nice.
It was very nice.
nice.
Thank you so much for giving us a perspective. And me, I don't have a uterus, so I don't have much of a perspective.
You pay you're the financiers.
But I'm the financiers, as Verah say. Anyway, please share this video. Give us your comments. Maybe there's some things you would want to talk about or you want to comment. Please don't be afraid to comment. Both on our social media channels, Twitter, Facebook,
Instagram.
Hakuna Snapchat, Instagram. Like this video, subscribe, na kuna ile bell. Watu wanaignoingi.
That's a subscribe.
So that's subscribe, and that bell is for notifications. Thank you so much. See you then.